Today we are going to create a mixed media piece of art inspired by Aranyi. Aranyi is a watercolor nature artist and graphic designer. Her artwork is influenced by nature and the world around her. She's drawn to bright colors and often creates work with vibrant pops of color which contrast with simplified black and white line art. Her artwork predominantly features landscapes and nature scenery and often incorporates colorful night skies dotted with stars and constellations. To begin, we're going to use a permanent marker to create the horizon line of your mountain range. And then you're going to add a line from the peak of the mountains back to the valley to show one of the sides of the mountains. And then we can use hatching lines or straight lines to create the illusion of a shadow on the side of the mountain. Next, we can add some texture to our mountain to make it look like it's rocky, or maybe it has trees, using some wavy lines just placed here and there throughout your mountain range. Next, we're going to create a ground line where we can add some trees. You can put as many or as few trees as you'd like to. After you have the trunks of your trees, you can start to add the branches of your trees. I'm focusing on different ways to do pine trees. There's so many different ways you can draw these trees, so you can do a variety like I am, or you can pick one way that you want to make your trees that you like the best. Next, we're going to add some trees and other details in the foreground. You can add a river, like I am, and I'm putting lines down from where the curves stick out, and then doing a parallel line to that curve to show the river bank. Adding some lines for the texture of the water as well. And then I want to have something that's interesting to look at in the foreground besides trees, so I'm going to add a little tent. But you could add a cabin or a little house or even an animal or two. And I'm making some more trees. Adding some finishing touches to my drawing, making little lines to show the texture of the ground. Now that all the drawing is done, we can start to add paint to the sky. I'm using tempera paint because I'm using regular drawing paper, but if you had watercolor paper, you could use watercolors and create a nice wet on wet effect with the sky. But you can choose whatever colors you want to for the sky, and just be really careful when you get to the mountains. You go really slow with your brush to make sure that you don't paint over the beautiful drawing you've already done. ready to put the finishing touches on the sky, I'm going to use a toothbrush with a little bit of water and white paint and add the stars for my sky. But you could also go in with a small white paintbrush or even a white pen and create constellations and other stars that you like. I hope you enjoyed creating your Jen Aranyi inspired art.